Yeah, so here's the plate that I had to make over the cover hole where the original cover hole was. All I did was got 2 bits of angle. I don't know if you can see, but I just welded them together. I think it worked out to be 20 mil deep. That this ledge here from the cover plate, I gave it 5 mil extra for carpet clearance. So it's just 2 bits of angle I welded together. Cut this plate, I welded these on, I bolted this together to the angles before I assembled all this shit, and just mocking the cable up now. That seems to be the hardest bit. I've just made an absolute dog's breakfast out of the hump here. It's Toyota Hilux tunnel, and there's really no clearance whatsoever, and everything is really tight. So this cable comes out on an angle, like I measured it, I think it was 75 mil. Because of the angle to get over the gearbox, to whip it over the gearbox, go under the housing, and then come back into where the selector is, it's really tight, and I'm having troubles aligning that selector up from Extremities Park and into low. I'll show you. And this is how I work. Got the 1 poster hoist. This is the old selector, which is a bit thicker, I think. So I'm having to space this. Okay, so there's the bracket, which it's the only way the bolts line up, which is the bracket that was provided, and I'm having to shim that because the bracket that they provide, the swivel will hit on the pan. So I'm thinking I might have to try and space that, but that's not really going to work. I'm going to have to try and tweak the bracket a bit to bring it out, but I can't bring it out too far because when it's in low, this cable is going to bend into the bracket when it's in low, like that. So I don't know if it's me, I don't know if there's a difference between the 700 that they built this for. It's a 700r4 out of a Commodore. I noticed that the selector's in a different position to what's in the instructions, but we'll see how I go. Alright, now you can see where the selector's positioned. It's a little bit more forward, and I've had to bend this bracket out a little bit, tweak it away from this pan because there's not much clearance for that to go for the swivel pin. If you can see the angle of this rod, once this selector goes back here for first gear, this rod is gonna foul on itself. I'll show you where first is. Ugh. That's where first ends up, and this is the angle. Oh shit, that's not gonna fucking work, is it? Yeah, see, nothing lines up. Oh no, because the shifter's not yet. Yeah, but that's the angle that the it's going to be on. I suppose it's just going to clear this bracket, so that'll be here. And actually, it won't be too bad with the swivel there. I definitely had to clearance that though, because that was definitely an issue. Shift, you bastard. Anyway, I suppose all in all, it's not a bad kit to install. You just got to think about what you're doing. With the 700 too, I had to take the pin B out to get the shifter to the additional window and for it to go back into low gear. There's a pin that they leave in. I think it's in page 8 on the instructions. You've got pin A, pin B. Pin A is already missing, so it's set up for a 3-speed. So you got to take that pin out. That's the only brain fart that I had. Oops, besides me filming. What else? It's relatively easy to, you know, I mean, obviously it's a Toyota Hilux, so it's an yn85 Hilux 2-wheel drive. With the turbo 700, you know, probably would have been better off cutting the tunnel. There's not much room, but anyway, I've got a tube of Sikaflex, I can fix those holes. Anyway, well, that's about it with this. I'll show you when it's all done, I suppose. The other thing I wanted to note was that the selector that they give you is very sloppy on this. Focus, you fuck. Very sloppy on this shaft. The other selector wasn't like this. You can see how much play. It's just a bit too much for my liking, but anyway, I don't know how to focus, you fucker. Anyway, you get the message. Alright, all lined up. That is in low gear. And the idea is to make sure that the swivel, and it's loose, it swivels freely in low, and I've locked that off. And I've locked this off. So that swivel's got to be free from both extremities so I can swivel nicely. And all in all, so I've got plenty of clearance now. I had to tweak that bracket a little bit. Wasn't too bad. Now I just got to do the fascia panel upstairs, and yeah, not a bad little kit to fit, just have to think about it. And if anyone's interested, this will be another video. Got a few little bits and pieces, a few goodies. So go there. Anyway, if anyone's interested, just let me know. And I'll keep doing these videos. L67 forged pistons, ported blower, limb, and a little bit of something's hiding in there. Yeah. One last touch that I wanted to do to the inside, because this is, I know these all flex, but I don't like that flex, so I'm just going to weld this to the existing bracket I've made. Maybe just put a bolt here and here, so it's all removable. Just don't like that, the flex in it. But apart from that, that is pretty much it now. And she goes to roll the gears. Yep. And the important ones. There we go, nice and smooth. Carpet's coming in about a week, and she'll look brand new. Not. It's got to be better than what it was though.